Have you been casting your miracle away? Have you been prolonging pain because you do not have the eye in the spirit to see grace when it comes? Are we together now? This was the problem with the wife of the sons of the prophet. The Bible tells us that in the house, Reverend Sam, it says in the dwelling of the wise there are two things you will always find: treasure and oil. Treasure is flamboyant, attractive, you can see it, but the oil is why the treasure remains. And when the treasure had depleted in that woman's house, there was still oil left. And the woman said, I have nothing. This was her perception. I have nothing. I consider my son as something, not knowing it was the oil that brought him. I consider all my estates as something. They all left. But in the house of the wise, there are treasures and there is oil. Even when the treasures deplete, your confidence is that. And you see, the treasure is usually in golden vessels, but the oil is in earthen vessels. So if you are asked to choose, the treasure looks more attractive and glorious than the oil. Yet the oil is why the treasure comes. Are we together? And the Bible says she went to the prophet, and the prophet said, you said your husband was a prophet. If it is true that that man was a prophet, it means he had the wisdom of God. Go and check your house. It can't be that there is nothing. It's a lie. The problem is your perception. If it is true that he was a prophet, there must be oil in that house. I agree that the treasure has gone in exchange for the debt, but there must be oil. And she said, it's true, but it's small. He said, no, go and borrow vessels. The size of the oil is a description of your mindset. You don't borrow oil, but you can borrow vessels. And he said, in borrowing, borrow not a few. Expand your capacity. Enlarge your capacity. Go and borrow vessels. Listen. Listen. To borrow vessels, he said, borrow not a few. Go and borrow vessels. The oil is not small. It's because administrative excellence has not been added to the oil. That's why you've not seen what it can do. Go and borrow vessels. It's because financial intelligence has not been added to your prophetic gift. That's why you cannot see the excellence that comes from it. For as long as your oil is in a small container, limited by your mindset, your thinking, and your perception, the oil that can save nations will be hiding in the room of a woman. There was nothing the prophet gave her. He only showed her how to see well. Can I tell you the truth? That singing ability God put within you, it still has the power to feed you, feed your generation, and serve the purposes of the kingdom. But the reason is because if you don't train your spirit to see well, you will keep throwing out of your life through disdain something that is another person's prayer point. Most of the things we use today for the glory of God, we always had it within us. It didn't just come. It was primed by correcting your perception. There are many noisemakers who are preachers, but they are living profitless lives because their perception. They've not been able to coordinate their energy to focus it well so that it brings them increase and lifts them. What seest thou? He said, the rod of an almond tree. What did you call the job loss? I am finished. Your definition has given it a meaning that has pegged you. And for 10 years you will remain there. But for another person, he looks at it and says, could this be how my next testimony is about to come? He sees the job loss as the end of a season and the beginning of another. And instead of crying, he begins to give praise while he waits for what? 3 people were relieved of their job, but one person would praise and celebrate God into the next season, and another will be attracting sympathy in pain.